Hey everyone, I just wanted to make a quick tips guide for Infinite Archive because this is where I've been spending almost all of my time lately, grinding to get the achievements, to get the Torque of the Last Alien King, to get furnishings. Like, there's a lot of stuff in here, and I've just been going after all of it. So, quick guide on a lot of things. First, if you're after the mount, you can only get one a day. You have to just get to the end of the first arc and then come and talk to the old man, and then you will get your malographic ichor, and then you can only do it once a day, so you have to do that for 50 days. So it's a hell of a grind, but it's a cool looking horse that I do not have. So number two, if you don't know about the buffs, come over here, talk to this little guy. He sells a bunch of buffs, like this one, the strength of your visions improves, and then other ones like you get an extra life, you get a third vision choice. Verses are better. You get a third verse choice. You move faster. Like there's a lot of buffs in there, and those have helped out tremendously. Like I was struggling to get halfway through verse 3 previously on my warden, and then of course like I'm switched the build up, but like I just got to verse 5. I was arc 5. Yeah, I was in arc 5, verse 4. Like I was well in there. I'm 1 in the weekly. That's not a huge deal, but I'm 16 on the overall leaderboard for sorcerers. So I feel like that's pretty decent for the fact that I'm like a week into doing Infinite Archive, just figuring it out. But yeah. My biggest tips are number 1, always focus the fabled sorcerers and the bulwarks first. That's there. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. They're the meanest ones there, and if there's several fabled ones, I always shoot for the first and foremost infusers because they power up the whole group and make it annoying, and then spell thieves because that AOE they do even in arc 1 hurts a lot, and then the other two I just, if they're there, kill them before the trash mobs. And then bulwarks, number 1, first and foremost, always. They are a pain non-stop. Unless there's an infuser. If there's an infuser and you're later in the arcs, like arc 4 and up, so that it takes a second to kill him, kill the infuser first. Because the bulwark's going to knock you down, he's going to be annoying, he's going to reflect damage, but that infuser's going to make him worse. So kill the infuser first. If there's a Minotaur, I focus them before the rest of the trash mobs. But I always do. Infusers are number 1 public enemy. And then everybody else, like I said, goes infusers, bulwarks, spell thieves. The other two, I think they're flamecasters and I forget what the other guy is. Either way, there's 4 different fabled, and I kill all of them in that order. And then Minotaurs, and then the rest of the trash mobs are all synonymous. There's the big necromancers, but they aren't much to deal with, even in the later game. There are 3 different Marauders that show up. There's a green, a blue, and a 4-armed red demon. 4-armed red demon is a do not engage. Kite him as much as humanly possible. I think I have a clip that I'll put in here. If not, sorry, but I'll use a picture so you guys can see who he is. This is him. But
I just hope that someone would love me.
I think the other two are a lot easier. There's one that summons a lot of storms. He's the greenish one, and the bluish one just summons a big wave. The storms are just crazy AoEs everywhere. It does get to be a headache later on, but he's never that bad of a fight. The blue one to me is the easiest. It's like a grace from baby Jesus when he shows up because he just stands there. Like his move is I stand here and you got to run out of the AoE. It's not a big deal. But three Marauders, they show up once per arc, so just know that like one of them is going to show up through each major arc besides the first one. Like arc 1 for the day, if you're just here for your Icker, you will not see a Marauder. If you're going beyond that to go get like your bust in arc 4, you're going to see one in 2 and 3 and then 4 and then so on. They're a nightmare. Other than that, yeah, those are the big tips. I'm going to attach videos here so that there's bonus levels that are little portals that show up on the side when you finish a level, and they're like little half doors, and you can go through, and there's 4 different versions of the bonus levels, and they give you an extra verse, and they give you some, you know, some drops out of the chests. So like if you're here farming for like the set items, those all have a chance to drop in there, and I'll show you, I'll put all 4 of the videos on there so you guys can see what to do in each one. Of course, since I've been grinding in here, my version of it's going to be the hardest version because I've done it so many times. If you're newer to Infinite Archive, yours will be easier, but they'll all end up in the same way. And just knowing how to do it, because like the Filer one took me like a week to figure out what the moves even did. So yeah, this is just a basic tips and tricks thing. I hope it helps. I hope it like shows you guys like which enemies to focus and just makes going through this easier. The build I have right now that I scored that score with, this is my 1 bar solo Sork that I have the build up for. I personally love it. Check it out if you like, if you want to try it out, or if you're having a hard time in here. It's not hard to get the items for. It's not expensive. Just a straightforward tanky solo build. But yeah, thank you guys for showing the support and watching the video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, check out my other builds, check out my other intro to Elder Scrolls guides. And yeah, thanks guys. Remember, have fun with the game. And if you start having a hard time to the point where you're not having fun, play a different game, man. They're games. They're here to have fun with. Alright, so this is a pretty straightforward bonus level. There is a mean guy that's up there on the hill that you can see. He tries to rush us, and he turns us into a goat, and then you run away, and he throws grease at you, and then you just pick up the sweet rolls, and then it says turn and fight. And as you've seen, I had the great luck that the sweet roll spawned right next to him. And we can run, but you know, we only have 3k health and 101 stamina, so keep a sweet roll, don't get caught. Oh, we almost got caught.
There's no.
And then we should see somewhere where the next sweet roll is highlighted. Oh, we ran right by it. Yeah, he can't jump off the tall cliffs. So if you jump off the sides of them, you'll get your distance pretty quickly on him. And I think we only have to get 3. Oh, it's right in front of us. I just say turn and fight. Yep, see? Turn and fight. Turn, and you hit your ultimate. Now he's dead. We're back to people. Okay, so this is another one of the bonus rooms in the Infinite Archive. So with this, there are 6 pillars and a sea of gooey grossness that you're not allowed to touch. So the premise of the riddle, we'll call it, is you want to hit the pillars in a pattern so that you open it up from front to back so that the goo doesn't show back up while you're running across. So you walk up and you look at it, and it will show, as you can see on the screen, there is a highlighted one. So those back there, those are there. Let's give us those two, those three, in back, those. So we would want to go up front, going up. That guy's all the way at the end. So we'd go bang, bang. It's not highlighting for us. Okay, that one's in center, so we go that guy, that guy, that guy, that, and then the center. Let's try it. Then we run. And you touch this one. And that's all there is to it. This is a very simple puzzle. You just have to have the patience to map out where to run. It is much easier on a stamina character, though. If you're on a stamina build, you can typically get away with just hit all 6 in any order and run, and you're fast enough to cross. This is the Filer's Wing bonus round, the one that I'm personally the worst at. And basically, you walk forward. As soon as you get close to that watcher, he will turn you into a small version of himself, like the Filers, and then you have to go around and find the tomes that are floating around being rapscallions. And you go and find them, and you use an ability to, I guess, hit them, and then it disables them, and then once you find them all, you're done. And so for me, since I've done it a bunch of times, I think there's 4 I have to find. At the beginning there's 1, and then 2, and then 3, and then there's enemies and little things try to hit you. There's tentacles that come out of the ground and try to swat you. For me, that they'll one-shot me. Earlier on, you can take more than 1 hit. And then there's like these zombies. They're called Ravagers, I think. And then they will try to stop you. And so you have to use your abilities that will help you succeed. And I will show you what it looks like, and I will read off the abilities that they are. So here we are, and you can see my bar changed. Your second ability does this, and it locates the tomes. And now you can see we have a few highlighted. 3 is a speed up, your third ability down there, the center one. And then the first one does that, swats. Now, as you can see, we have a Ravager on us, and the last ability there is a snare. And we snared him, and now he's damaged. Oh, there's another one. Did we get that last one, guys? Yeah, I think we got the last one. Alright, so then, as you can see, I'm using my second ability where I'm spinning, and nothing's showing up, so that means I'm not close to any of them. Now, we don't want to hit the tornadoes either. Those hurt. And you don't have an ability that actually refills your health, but you do have slow health regen. Go, we have another guy on us. I have the best luck just using the snare, the little tar that we throw down, and having them walk through it. Because whenever I turn and try to like manually snare them, I usually end up getting hit. Yeah, you can jump to avoid getting hit by things. That tentacle would have been a one-shot for us. Alright, we got the book back there. And we stopped all of them. And that's the whole thing. You want to avoid the tornadoes, tentacles. Use that 4th and 5th skill. So the 4th one, you have to look at them and cast it, and it will snare them manually, but I always die when I use it because I'm bad. And the 5th one drops down like a tar, kind of like how the Butcher throws tar at you. and then when they walk through it, they're damaged. And that is this bonus round, and that's how you succeed it. Alright, so for this bonus level, all you have to do is come and grab these little lights, but you can't run too far, as you've seen. So you want to give it just a little bit of space, and they'll stick to you and stay green, and you bring them to the middle. And that's all you have to do. And it's fairly easy. This is the highest difficulty of it, so they break off easier, and there's more of them. So the earlier ones, it's much faster. But that's all there is to it, is you go up, grab the whips, make sure you don't run too far, and bring them to the center within a time limit. And that's all.